Greetings, fellow traders. Bubble here. It's time for the Lunchtime Market Update for Thursday, December the 10th, 2020. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, well, let's check and see where we're at the market here today. So SPX, again, down a little bit here, down about a point, about almost 2 points right here, but still above the upper Bollinger Band there in the monthly chart. Weekly chart, hanging in there, right? We're getting a little bit of a push here today. Again, if we go to the daily chart here, you can see we were expecting a dip by today. We gapped below yesterday's low on the S&P futures and on the SPX here, and we were looking for that gap fill today, right? So that was a really important one to try to support this wave 4 pullback concept, right? So we got a nice push into yesterday's range. Now let's see if they can try to push it again a little bit farther. One of the big reasons that we had a little bit of a down move yesterday was the SPX rollover, right? So anybody who's in S&P futures contracts that expire, right, this quarter are dumping those and then most likely jumping back into the March expirations, right? So hopefully that ends this wave 4 move right here. It does make a valid wave 4. We haven't intersected wave 1, and we can push above and stay above the ADMA right here and continue to work its way up. So again, it's a little bit tricky here with the SPY because of the volume, right? We're not really seeing a lot of volume here today. So we're getting kind of some choppy, grindy action, which is a little bit blah. But they did buy the dip here this morning. We pointed that out to members. We gave 3 reasons that there was a chance that we could see a dip buy here today, right? So if you look here, a couple of things that we liked. Obviously we held some key levels, but one of the big things we want to do here, this RTH right here, the RTH low, that's yesterday's low, right? So that was the gap fill that we were looking for this morning. So that was one reason. 2, a lot of our stocks, our go-to list names were extended to the downside, right? So we had that, at 2, and then of course we had the SPX rollover. So it makes sense that we had a nice dip buy right here. Now we're kind of returning to the scene of the breakdown from overnight. We actually got a nice short off of this this level right here, which ended up moving beyond where I took my profit, but ended up giving some nice follow through right there. Again, this is a key level. This is our supply and demand zone. Is right below yesterday's point of control, and once we got up there, it just gave a nice low risk, high reward opportunity to get a good short right there. Now it's just kind of grinding its way up, trying to get back into that bear flag, which broke down there this morning. So good stuff there. Let's take a look at the MES. Okay, so MES again today was pretty cool pre-market. I mean, we broke down. It was I put in the bubble report this morning. I was like, hey, this could be a bear flag right here. Retest this morning, then push, and then of course they bought the dip here at the open. Now we're just kind of grindy into all this grindy yesterday action. So again, I don't get too excited about all this unless we can clear all these overnight levels up here, right? And we can even clear that guy right there to maybe start to test some of these levels up here, right? So we'll see. It might take a couple days. It might get into next week, but as long as it doesn't, market doesn't really flush, right? This wave 4 pullback might still be kind of like an ABC type move, but we'll see where it goes from there. Okay, let's take a look at the Qs and see how they're doing here this morning. So Qs kind of hanging in there, right? So big dip buy right here, and they're holding up a little bit better. They got over the megaphone high from pre-market and seem to be holding that okay. The IWM, there's some pretty positive talk on stimulus news. Again, we talked about the rising wedge this morning in the bubble report. Got a nice breakdown there pre-market, and then they bought the dip as well. So again, this is actually making a little bit of a better move than some of the other names, right? So we've got some of the smaller caps doing pretty good right here. So we're over at the high of the day right now on the IWM. Let's see if we can get up to this 190-150 area. Let's take a look at the XLF. XLF again, pretty supportive here as well of a strong move, and definitely keeping this one on the radar as well. Sorry, it's actually kind of drifting off of my other screen. Hold on. There we go. Need to auto zoom that maybe. There's an auto zoom there. Okay, good. Yeah, so drifting up right here, coming into a couple of resistance levels from over there. But again, generally supporting the overall market, so that's a good thing. Good stuff. Well, let's take a look at a couple of the big names, right? So Apple, again, this gave some members a nice dip buy here this morning, so this was a good move on Apple, very, very strong, right? Look where it found resistance, right at this kind of drop-based drop area right here. So it's kind of struggling right there right now, but we'll see if we can get some more strength. Let's take a look at Tesla. So members did buy the dip on this one today. Nice little retrace to the 15-hour high and a good push up there. So very, very nice move on Tesla there. A couple other ones that we looked at today and we pointed out is NIO, so baby Tesla. So NIO gave a nice little dip buy here. It did push right below. It was not easy, right? But it got really close to the 382 right here, and then it gave you a nice inside 5 and worked its way up off of the 15-hour high. Now it's doing a little bit of a retrace right here, so we'll see how that goes going into the rest of the day. Another one, AMD. This gave some relative strength this morning as well. Nice dip buy on this one. Now it's just kind of hanging on to the 15-hour high. But look where it found. It found this base drop area. It's finding resistance here at at that signal zone, at that area. And then another one that this is one that we did point out here. A member actually pointed this one out here for us today is Snap. Just some relative strength on this one. We actually had this as an overnight short idea, which is good because we take profit at the open and then switch gears and go long on this thing. This thing's been epic all morning here. It got right to our resistance level, and just, I mean, that's just an incredible move, guys. We really seeing days like this is just so rare, but we're seeing them a lot recently, which is really incredible. So don't try not to get too used to it, but do take advantage of it when they do happen. So good stuff there. We got a couple chart requests out there, so let's take a look at SPCE. Okay, so SPC, decent, nasty candle yesterday, but they did buy the dip here on this one here at the ADMA, so let's see if that can follow through to the upside. PLTR. PLTR hanging in there, a little bit of a strong move this morning, a nice 15-hour breakout, and now it's kind of leaving with an upper shadow right now. So let's kind of keep an eye on it, see if it continues to build. Snow, another one, again, a nice bounce off the ADMA on that one. Chewy. Again, a pretty decent move on that one here too. Nice inside day. Let's see if that can continue to build. Piton, some members swung this one yesterday, and did quite well on it. So this is a good one. It held these geometric lines right here. Ended up bouncing off the 2360 and gave a nice move to the upside. So good job on Piton. Again, still kind of in a tight range, but a nice daily move there. RKT. Okay, so rocking with an inside day here today. Let's just kind of see if it holds back below the 50-day moving average. We'll see where it goes from there. Nvidia. Ended up giving a pretty good dip buy from yesterday and gave a nice little push right there, but it's still looking blah, right? So we're kind of keeping that on the bearish radar still with that upper shadow. Now Boeing, this is one we pointed out last night on the free live stream, and we're like, hey, this has got to hold right here, maybe the 382, and they did give a good push here today, and volume's a little bit blah, but at least it's working on it, right? So we've got that going on Boeing, so good stuff there. All right, guys, well, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you at the daily market wrap. And until then, have a great rest of your trading day and stay healthy out there. Remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game.